What happened in your last? I think your last fight was for yourself. You were doing great. You were destroying. I believe it was Mike Jackson, but you had some sort of heart issue where it just
No,
got
I
too
just
hard.
the main thing was I just found out too about a month ago. But I cut 18 pounds the day before the fight at 57 years old, which is completely moronic. But I really couldn't train for it because I just couldn't understand what was going on with me. Well, what I had was for at least, God, 6 to 8 months, I was spending a lot of time helping take care of a family member who was suffering from some pretty severe illness, and her house was literally full of black mold in the basement, and I got reinfected with more black mold. It was the same situation I had when I was a kid, and I had forgotten that I had used silver, colloidal silver, and colloidal copper to heal my respiratory system when I was 19 or 20 years old, which changed the trajectory of my life. And a friend of mine, a couple friends of mine, Dr. Will Spencer and Steve Moore, did some scans on me, and they said the two nutrients that you are completely deficient in right now is copper and silver. And so when you're nutrient deficient like that, when you add them back in, suddenly your immune system kicks on. And sorry to make this a long story, but it's important. Um, they said, we've got to put silver and copper back in you to turn your immune function back on. And I did big doses of copper and silver and had a massive, they call it healing crisis, that went after the infection in my blood, my jaw, my bronchial tubes, and everything. So I just, while I had the black mold and bacterial infection in my body, I cut 18 pounds the day before the fight, and so I went hypoxic literally right away in that fight. So I was struggling quite a bit. Beat him up for 10 minutes, but you just can only do so much.
Yeah, Pat dominated that fight, and if you want to watch here on Hannibal TV, I did a pre-show for that fight with my dear friend Prince of Persia Kamal Shalarus, and I believe we also had the MMA professor Colin Crandall joining us, and Pat just completely dominated that fight from beginning to end.